Hello, this is FlubaDub here, recording a gameplay of TCGO against finfan14. I'm using my... what deck am I using? I'm using my CMT deck against finfan14 with a Feraligatr Kyurem Blastoise deck. I lead with Mewtwo with a Tornadus on my bench. He leads with a single Mewtwo. This game was a much needed comeback for me as I started off pretty badly. Coin flips hate me on this game, as everyone knows, so I'd have to click heads twice before it does anything. It flips tails, and he leads off. As I said, he has only a single Mewtwo. I have a DCE in my hand, which can be used on the Mewtwo. As it turns out, putting DCE on Mewtwo was a mistake on my part, as I do lose the Mewtwo to begin with. As I said previously, this game was a comeback for me. My CMT deck is my most powerful, but to start with, he catches in my Tornadus, as I'm sure he'd much rather keep Tornadus out than Mewtwo, so he can power up first. So he ponts out for a new hand. What did he do? I believe he puts some cards on his bench at this point. Yep, Squirtle. And attacks for 40. So I try the dual ball. Flip double tails. As I said, coin flips hate me. First mistake, DCE on the Mewtwo. Of course, I was forgetting that he will probably run 2 catches and can insta-kill that Mewtwo for 2 prizes. Which, if memory serves me correctly, is exactly what happens. I play Celebi and Tornadus on my bench, hoping to get things set up. Forgetting, of course, that my Mewtwo is about to get taken down. And my turn. He plays the second Squirtle down, and I believe in the third Squirtle, and a DCE on his Mewtwo again, I believe. Yep. And now he just needs Junk Arm or Catcher from somewhere, so he ponts again, aiming for one of those 2 cards that I just mentioned. And wouldn't you know it, well, first of all, the Squirtle evolves, and wouldn't you know it, he draws into one of them. There's the Junk Arm. I believe he discards an N and a Water Energy. Yep, and there's the catcher. Sayonara Mewtwo. You're going to capture in my Mewtwo, dealing 240 through weakness. There goes my Mewtwo, and I'm down 2 prizes already. Not looking too good for me at this stage. I send in Celebi to make use of its power. The pont will probably help me here. I play that first. Probably should have played a Grass Energy through Celebi first. I draw into a second Mewtwo, though with his being that powered up, I decide not to play it at this stage. I believe I just end my turn at this stage. Check the discard pile for any decent trainers to Junk Arm for. I decide to just cancel. I believe I just end my turn at this stage. Yep. My Celebi is going to be wiped out this turn, obviously. Just hasn't got the HP left to deal with it. I believe he plays a Totodile at some stage. Oh no, Water Energy on Wartortle. I can see that getting set up in the background. Fortunately, Blastoise doesn't show up till the end of the game, and there goes my Celebi. Doesn't look too good for me at this stage. Send out the strong Tornadus. Can't talk today. Draw into Revive, bring back my Mewtwo. I can play my second one at the same time. Play down Celebi. Once again, I make the mistake of the energy on the Mewtwo now. If he had a catcher, he could take another 2 prizes. I made a few mistakes with Mewtwo's in this game. Do I play Sky Arrow now? Can't remember. Checking energies. Give Wartortle camera time. I don't play Sky Arrow yet. The funny thing is he doesn't take any more prizes for the rest of the game. As bad as this looks for me. Continue setting up his Wartortle. As I said previously, Blastoise doesn't show up till I believe the last turn. He Junipers out, Twins, Peacom, switch, and another switch. Nothing he really needed out of that. Goes for the Dual Ball, and he flips Double Tails. Glad someone else got some bad coin flips, not just me. Evolves his second Squirtle. And Kyurem EX comes down now. This, I believe, was his downfall. Because he doesn't set it up quick enough. I draw into my Shaman, which will be no end of useful if I actually get some energies into my hand. I believe this is the turn I play Sky Arrow. Yep, give free retreat to my Tornadus and my Celebi. And my Shaman if it should somehow get stuck out. I also play the Plus Power, almost not sure why. I probably could have conserved it because I only need 2 energies. Now I play N. There's only really a few cards I'm hoping for, and that's just energy. Start drawing cards, no energy yet. 5 cards, I'm sweating it, and at last I get some luck and draw an energy on the last card. Play the energy on the Mewtwo, naturally, and finally get the revenge kill on his Mewtwo. And 2 prizes for me. Probably the worst 2 prizes I could have drawn at this stage, a Sky Arrow and a Dual Ball, which I suppose isn't too bad because I can get my Shaman back out. So he sends in Kyurem EX, which I think is just a bit expensive as he has no energy on it right now. It's almost just whooping bait to give me another 2 prizes. But he flips 1 head on the Dual Ball, and I believe he draws out a Totodile here, if memory serves me correctly. Yep, there's the Totodile trying to set up the Feraligatr, which incidentally doesn't show up all game, which I was mightily pleased about. The water energy on the Wartortle. Probably should have played it on the Kyurem EX, really. He's going to end up getting that stuck in there, I believe. I draw into another Dual Ball, which at this stage isn't very useful. Checking for trainers. I decided to just Juniper out my whole hand as I have nothing useful really. Ideally I want to save the last bench spot for Shaman. Throw into a DCE, which will be useful. Catcher as well. There's my Shaman again. 2 DCEs. A few days ago I got this game. I decided to Catcher in the Wartortle that's already set up. And just take another prize. Hits for 100. More than any Wartortle can handle. And I draw another Junkar, which is useful, which means I can get my catcher back and start picking off the bench if necessary. There was a thump there, that was my chair on the floor. Now he brings in Kyurem EX again. As I said before, I believe this was his weakness here, because he couldn't get it set up fast enough and ended up just giving me 2 free prizes out of this. He uses Scylla, and he only grabs 2 energy from this, which leads me to believe he's run out of energy in his deck. I said deck. Which, if he has run out of energy, he's a bit stuck, really. But he plays an energy on Kyurem EX, I believe. Give me something now. There you go. Plays the energy on the Kyurem EX, which incidentally just powers up my Mewtwo, and it's my turn again. Draw another grass energy. Somewhat useful. Negates any attempt at loss remover. Decides to play another grass energy on Mewtwo, just to get more power up. Hit for 80. Leaves the Kyurem with 100. Even if he decides to retreat it next turn, I can just junk arm for my catcher and take another 2 prizes, which incidentally is exactly what happens. So he Professor Oaks for the 3rd time this game. Here's a level ball. This will be for the Croconaw. Presumably he still hopes to set up the Feraligatr and either tank with Blastoise or maybe hope I don't have another catcher and keep Kyurem EX alive. But he plays another energy on Kyurem EX this turn. In a second now. Game gets awful laggy for me when I'm recording, so that's why it might be taking a while. But he plays another energy and then retreats. To me, it's just a waste of 2 energy. I draw into a Juniper, not especially useful at this stage, so I junk arm out the N and the Juniper. Took a couple of clicks, but junk arm out those 2 for my catcher. I want to keep the DCEs in my hand. If nothing else, I can power up the 2nd Mewtwo. So I catcher back in the Kyurem EX, and as I thought, it gave me 2 free prizes essentially. To me, the only real playable EXs are Reshiram, Zekrom, and Mewtwo. But there goes the Kyurem EX, 2 prizes for me. I draw a Grass Energy and a Dual Ball, neither of which particularly matter at this stage because Mewtwo's going to take out whatever he brings in. Even if he does evolve to Blastoise, I have a plus power in my hand. So he sends in his Wartortle. Only now does it finally evolve to a Blastoise. Once the game stops being laggy. So he plays an N first, which somewhat annoys me, because I'm going to only end up with 1 card. And I draw a Switch, which isn't really useful at this stage, and now he evolves to Blastoise. So he's looking to stall out for time a little bit here. Plays his energy on Wartortle. And finally, I get a good luck with a draw, drawing a supporter right when I need to. Put the switch back, draw plus power, and some energy. So I can play the energy on Mewtwo, currently hitting for 120, plus power it up, right there, for 130 damage, and a 6-3 win to me. Incidentally, that was the Blastoise I gave him. So after a close game, I finally won. Good game, FinFan. Thanks for watching.